What actually happens to a reverse mortgage after the death of the borrower? Or, in other words, what happens after someone passes away who has a reverse mortgage? In today's video, I'll answer this question and we'll also discuss some tips on how to make things a bit easier on heirs who are set to inherit the home. Hey folks, Taryn Proctor here, coming to you from Retirement Home Equity Advisors. We are a reverse mortgage brokerage looking to provide as much education to the public about reverse mortgages as possible. And today's video is about discussing a very common and important topic, which is what happens after the death of a reverse mortgage borrower or borrowers. But first, before we get to that, let me ask each of you watching that if you find this video helpful and informative, go ahead and click on that like button down at the bottom of the screen and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more. We put out important reverse mortgage information once a week, and our content is directly aimed at informing you about the pros and the cons of this product in an effort to help you determine whether it may be a good fit or not. So let's start off by clarifying that what we are talking about here is called a maturity event. This means this is a particular event that causes the need for the reverse mortgage to be repaid. But in order for the maturity event to be triggered, the last remaining borrower must pass away. So that is to say that if you are married and one of you dies, that will not trigger the maturity event. So if there are two borrowers on the loan, both must pass away before the maturity event will be triggered. With that said, once this particular maturity event is triggered, the heirs to the home will have a few options as far as what to do with the home and the mortgage, and we'll have a few timelines that they'll want to keep in mind. First, heirs will want to inform the servicer immediately of the borrower's passing. They can find the servicer's phone number on any of the borrower's monthly statements that they should have been receiving since the inception of the loan. And further, just in general, my first tip or piece of advice would be for heirs to keep good communication open with the servicer throughout this entire process. That will go a long way. Now, once the servicer gets word of the borrower's passing, they will mail out a due and payable letter that the heirs will then have 30 days to respond to. Again, good communication is absolutely key here. Now, after that, the heirs' options are, number one, they can sell the home and repay whatever balance is due on the reverse mortgage at that time through the sale process. And whatever equity is left will be theirs to keep. Initially, they will have 6 months to complete this, although the servicer will allow for 2 3-month extensions, giving the heirs up to a full year to complete the sale. Now, please keep in mind that when it comes to requesting the extensions, the servicer may want proof that the heirs are making a good faith effort to actually sell the home. So if the heirs want to keep the home, they can either pay the reverse mortgage loan balance in full if they have that kind of money to do so, or because most folks just don't have those kinds of funds laying around, they can also refinance the reverse mortgage into another mortgage of their choosing. And they would have up to 6 months to complete a refinance. Now, the last option an heir would have would be if for some reason they didn't want the home or to have to deal with selling or refinancing it. Or if the reverse mortgage was upside down, meaning the borrowers wound up owing more than the home was actually worth. Let's say if their home had lost value in the future or something like that. So in that case, the heirs have the option to deed the home over to the lender, and then they would be able to just walk away. It's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. Now, personally, I wouldn't advise on doing that unless the borrower was in fact upside down on the loan. But I understand that there are many reasons why someone would choose to do this under other circumstances. Nonetheless, these would be the options heirs would have once the borrowers of a reverse mortgage passed away. Now, lastly, the biggest piece of advice I can give to folks on this topic who are entering into a reverse mortgage, or even for those who may already have a reverse mortgage, is if you have heirs that you want to inherit the home after your passing, I would highly recommend looking into what you need to do in order for them to avoid having to go through probate. So I would highly recommend or advise seeking out legal counsel or an estate attorney to recommend the best option for you doing this correctly. But this can be accomplished in a few different ways and may be different from one state to another. Ultimately, though, even if you didn't have a reverse mortgage, but especially if you do, allowing your heirs to bypass probate will save them a lot of time, money, and a big headache when dealing with your estate after your passing. So if any of you have any questions regarding this topic or any questions about reverse mortgages in general, please feel free to comment below or give us a call. I am always happy to answer any questions or explore your reverse mortgage options with you. You can reach me at 888-982-0475. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.